I hope you all are well today and have got pen and paper, coffee to sit with and enjoy this morning. I'm Lisa and I will be going over today's webinar. So welcome everybody that has joined us for the first time. So first up I will go through an acknowledgement of country. 30 Foot Drop acknowledges the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognises their continuing connection to land, waters and the community. We pay our respects to the Indigenous people, their cultures and beliefs, to both the elders past and present. 30 Foot Drop funding. 30 Foot Drop would like to acknowledge the Department of Communities, Disability Services for funding this and many other initiatives. Without their help, such projects such as Two Wise Monkeys wouldn't see the light of day and we'd be much more poorer for it as a community. So we are grateful for that. This workshop is part of our Realities and Advantages of an Access and Inclusion grant awarded to 30 Foot Drop as part of a Information, Linkages and Capacity Building grant for 2018 and 19. Housekeeping. I will now just go through some housekeeping on how the workshops are run. Unfortunately, we do not have all of the resources to monitor every single platform live. So if you did have a question for me today, you can just head to the link which is just below this video, www.30footdrop.com.au. Jump onto there, that is our website, hit the menu button, then go into live chat and you'll be able to chat with me. If you are watching on Facebook, you still should be able to follow into that link and find the chat box. Okay, we'll be covering a lot of information in a short period of time, so we try and get attendees to minimise any distractions, which can be hard in this current situation, but we'll just do the best we can. Also, if you know anyone that might benefit from these workshops, please share our information with them. Tag us, tag the page, tag them in our page. The more information we can get out to people, the better, and the more changes are going to be made. We record every single webinar, so if you did want to go back on anything that we have talked about today, you can rewind the webinar once it's over. And also if you've missed out on past ones and you want to start looking at them, you can look at them, you can view them on our website also. But we run them every single week live anyway, so you're not going to miss out. These are running until the end of June. And at the end of the webinar we do have a short survey. We'd be really grateful if you guys could fill that out. Just follow the link below the video, hit tapping in part 5 and fill out the questions. The more feedback we can get, the better we can move forward with things. Okay, now let me introduce myself. I am Lisa and I am one of the Two Wise Monkeys. The other monkey is Ben, the director of 30 Foot Drop and Two Wise Monkeys. He is the brains behind these projects, and after an accident which put him in a wheelchair, he realised that people really just don't know enough about how to treat people with disability. So that is why we're here today, so that we can get the messages out there that people need to know how to approach things, that they're no different to anyone else. And we really hope that you can take away some of these messages and make changes within your business or service so that people with disability and impairment are made more inclusive in your business. So, I am the Hear No Evil Monkey, and through me I hope that after today you will hear no more evil about impairment or disability. My story is more of a hidden one. At the age of 8 I was diagnosed with mild dyslexia. Teachers used to hit me on the head, read out my low marks and yell at me in front of my classmates. Why don't you understand? What's wrong with you? Making me feel completely dumb and unworthy, as it would as an 8-year-old girl. But despite those challenges growing up, it only made me want to succeed more. I passed school, I did really well at school, and that was only with a lot of extra time and effort being put in. So it just shows that you can get there. It just takes a little bit longer than it does for everyone else, which really sucks, but you can get there with perseverance. But luckily, I managed to find that my passion and my strength was in creativity. I started doing art at high school and did really well at art, getting in the 90 percentiles for most of my art projects. I did photography, I won awards for my photography, and I've also had an exhibition when I was at school and sold my artwork. And then so that took me onto working in galleries all around the world, doing picture framing for 12 years, and I also have a museum grade certificate where I can work with fine art and preserve the fine art. So the creative side and my strength has been used. I used it to my advantage, and it's taken me all around the world. And I'm still doing it today. I still paint, I still take photos, and the thing is, with the Two Wise Monkeys workshops, I really just want to help people. I want people to all feel equal. And I also have a diploma in counselling where, of course, that's to help people. So this is where this disability impairment workshop comes in for me. I'm also interested in making people feel the best that they can be. Okay, but normally when you look at the wise monkeys or the three monkeys, you normally see a third monkey. Who is the third monkey, I ask you guys today? The third monkey is you. The aim of today's workshop is to turn you into that wise monkey. You'll begin on a journey of realizing that, impairment or not, we are all human and deserve to be acknowledged and treated as in the same way as everyone else. Such an important message. So today, if you did want to become that wise monkey, we do have these gorgeous t-shirts available. So that you can become that monkey, and we normally have these at our live workshops, and they're so popular. We've just recently got the white t-shirt, so it's available in black and white from size 5 kid size to 5XL adult size. So grab one of those off our website if you are interested. Let's now go over the outline and method. So how are we going to get you started on the path of a wise monkey? Well, there's a lot to learn about people with impairment and their potential impact on your business. First up, we're going to look at the most recent Australian research so that you can better understand the size of the accessible market in tourism WA. This is an exciting market to learn about, and especially if you are watching today. This market definitely has been forgotten. Let's have a look at this lost market, and please, along the way, ask yourself, is your business meeting the needs of people with disability and impairment in the tourism industry? After this, we will then break it down into segments and examine the characteristics of it. To finish off, we normally have an open forum where you can ask questions, but feel free to ask any questions along the way. So how are we going to cover this? What will our teaching method be? The answer is always fun, open and honest discussion. If we can't be open and honest about disability and impairment, then changes aren't going to happen. If we keep it inside and we don't talk about it, then how can we make the changes? We need to be open and honest to work together and make those changes. So how are we going to cover this? You will notice that there is very little written content on the slides, and that is so that you can easily interact with the screen. It's not too complicated. You're not trying to read the information on the screen fast to keep up. It's easy to follow, but it's also easy to follow for people with hearing and vision impairments. And if you are watching today and you are wanting to look at subtitles, you can head over to Facebook and turn the volume down and subtitles will come up for you. So that's a great thing that Facebook has done for people. Now, I will now be going over terminologies. These words people often get mixed up and think that access versus inclusion, for example, is the same thing. But indeed, they're all very different. Let's go through these. First up, we will talk about impairment. An impairment is an injury, illness, or congenital condition that causes or is likely to cause a difference of psychological and physiological function. In short, your impairment is your medical diagnosis. So my medical diagnosis at 8 was mild dyslexia. A disability, on the other hand, is the loss or limitation of opportunities to take part on an equal level with others due to social and environmental barriers. It is, as the word implies, something that makes you unable to access or participate in something. So an example for me or someone with other various learning disabilities would be too much wording, stylized script, complex information can make it hard for people to understand that have a learning disability, which means that they're not getting the right information that they need to use your business or service. This is important to remember because some people's impairments and disabilities are hidden. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone, the difference between disability and impairment. Next, we will talk about access and inclusion. Access refers to the removal or reduction of physical barriers to participate in activities and functions of a community. At its core, access focuses a lot on the physical world around us and can be easily checked with a checklist. And if you do have a business where you feel like you might want to have a check, you can jump on to our website, and under the resources part we have an accessibility checklist. We can go around your business and make sure that yes, it is accessible for someone in a wheelchair or someone with a mobility issue. Also, I forgot to mention before, if there's any other information or you want to look deeper into anything that I speak about in the webinars, you can look on the website also, and all the resources are on there. So go into resources and you can find all the information and the findings to do with what we talk about. Now, so that's access, can be checked with a checklist. Are the door frames wide enough? Are the door handles low enough? Check these things. Now, inclusion is more of a psychological state of being and is the process where every person, irrespective of their age, disability, gender, religion, sexual preference or nationality, who wishes to, can participate fully in all aspects of a service or activity. It's making that person, no matter how they appear, how they look, their age, their gender, they all feel welcome into your business or service. So you need to make sure as a business owner that your business is including every single human being. Anyone can rock up and use your business or service, no matter how they appear. So that is the terminology of those 4 words. If you have any questions, please jump onto the link below, then jump into the live box and ask away. Now, we will now be getting into the Southwest Tourism Stats Overview. Okay, the following stats have been taken from the Southwest 2017 Visitor Fact Sheet, as well as the economic contribution of tourism in Western Australia, tourism regions produced by Tourism WA. That's a mouthful. Both stats information can be found on the resource page on our website. During 3 years from 2014 to 2016, our region had an average of 2.49 million visitors, overnight visitors. This does not include the day trippers. Every visitor stayed on average 3.6 nights. The direct and indirect contribution to the Southwest region in 2016 and 17 was 14%. And tourism accounts for 1 in 5 people being employed in this region. That's a lot. Next is accessible tourism. The following stats have come from a report called the Accessible Tourism of Victoria and Queensland, done by Tourism Research Australia in conjunction with each state's tourism departments. Unfortunately though, no research has been released that focuses on WA, but this report focuses on Australia as a whole. It also only looks at the domestic market, so these numbers are likely to be way higher with international visitors included. Due to the similarities between the Southwest tourism market and those of New South Wales and Queensland, we have extracted the findings to calculate the following information. This study estimates that the size of the accessible tourism market overnight for day trips is 7%. And that's about 1.3 million people Australia-wide, equating to almost 150,000 in WA alone. The thing is, with this 7%, most of these people rarely holiday alone, with an average party size of 2.45 for overnight visitors and 2.62 for day trips. This now brings this figure to 17%. Or 390,000 people of 390,000 of WA's population requiring accessible tourism experiences and services. So ask yourself, is your business accessible for these people? The estimated annual expenditure for this segment comes to approximately $8 billion Australia-wide, which equates to 916 million WA-wide, bringing that total for the Southwest to 163 million. So much money to spend. So you need to make sure your business is accessible and inclusive, because you're missing out otherwise. Okay, the underserved segment. This report noted that there is a segment of Australians with an impairment, including adults caring for a child with impairment, who are not currently travelling, which is really sad, but they would love to travel with certain industry improvements in accommodation, transport and current technologies. In WA, this segment is estimated at 34,000 people, which is approximately 225 million WA-wide. This represents a large boost when you consider the current size of 163 million. Now, let's understand this market. So we know that there is a market segment of people with impairment that can be tapped into by tourism and events businesses. Let's now have a look at their needs so that you can better understand how we can serve them best. Although people with an impairment generally have lower incomes than the average population as a whole, they should not be considered as low income. More than 1/4 of those who are identified as having a disability or impairment are in the top 2 income categories, which means they have a disposable income of $900 per week. In the Accessible Tourism Survey, they found that approximately 55% of the segment had a mobility issue. This includes people that use mobility devices and those that have difficulty moving more than a short distance. Of those in the segment that do not travel, 23% was because it was just too stressful, and the other 22% was because it was just too hard. Like most Australians in this segment, people travel for leisure, but it was noted that visits to friends and relatives was often preferred because they know the layout of the accommodation which helped with the planning and resulted in a less stressful trip. So if you're watching here today, you know, we want to open up our doors so that people with disability and impairment are feeling like, instead of always going to relatives and friends' houses, maybe they can start going to your hotel or your motel or your Airbnb. So make it more accessible so that these people can start branching out and using other forms of places to stay. And that's just going to bring money in your door. And how good would it feel as someone with a disability or impairment to know that, oh my goodness, I can actually go to a different type of accommodation. I was kind of getting sick of going there all the time. We all like change. We all like to go somewhere different, and they are no different. We are no different. Okay, understanding the market. Travellers with impairment share many characteristics with the broader population. The tools used in the decision making were just the same as the wider population, with internet searches coming in first and word of mouth second. Reconnection and unwinding are core needs for all Australian travellers, and this is just as true for someone with a disability or impairment, or even more true. Approximately 40% of travellers with an impairment sought to meet those needs through either more active, more emotionally or intellectually stimulating experiences. So that stat just highlights to us that we all want and need the same thing, which is to feel included and welcome into your business. Although travellers with an impairment do slightly fewer activities, many experiences they participated in match those of the general population, doing things like eating out, visits to the beach, nature and cultural experiences. Overall, they tended to stay in the same types of accommodation and visit the same destinations as the broader population. And of those visitors, only 14% are over 65. So a lot of people think that, oh, it's just affecting the older people. It's not just affecting the older people. It is affecting younger people. It is affecting children that have needs. It is affecting the parents that look after those children. We all want to go to different places and explore different places. So if your business is open to making some changes, then make those changes. Let it be known on your advertising platforms, on your websites, and your marketing that, hey, we are now inclusive and can accommodate for people with disability and impairment. And that's especially important right now because the tourism industry has really scarily dropped because of the virus. We need to build that up again. It's going to take a bit of time, but you know, this is a new market that you can branch out and target. So if you want to know how to target that new market within your business, join us for the next lot of webinars because we go over how to target the untapped market. So today's tapping in shows that there are a lot of people out there who are needing your business. It's not just the older population. There are many families and people who I'm sure would love to come and visit your business. So please open up to it. And I hope that that all made sense today. That was very fast, that one, 24 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. There's a lot that can be done to make these changes, and these steps are only the small steps into making bigger steps. There's so much that you can do, but if you want to have a look at more research and what you can do to make these changes, jump onto our website and have a look at the resources. Read the missing out report. Read the stats because they will really shock you, especially if you don't know much about the stats about disability and impairment, because it is crazy and it is sad and things need to change. They all deserve to be treated equally and fairly. We are no different the way we look and view the world. We are all the same and want the same things. So that is the end of Tapping in Part 5 today. I hope that you enjoyed it. right now I will be taking questions. If you have any questions, please jump into the website, which is the link below this video. Hit the live button and ask any questions that you might have. If you do have to go, that is fine. Please though, before you go, jump into the website once again, excuse me, and fill out the survey. And then I'll let you go. Okay, I will see the rest of you in about 5 minutes to take any questions, but if you do have to go, thank you so much for joining me today. I will hopefully see you guys next Tuesday for tapping in part 6. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Linda, if you're there, Linda from Margaret River, you've just sent a chat through. Now, for some reason, I can't seem to reply to you, but I hope that you got into the event. Please let me know if you can see me now and whether you got into the event. Let me know what was happening and why you think you couldn't get in. Was it not opening? Was the video not playing? Just let me know what was happening and I'll try and fix that for you. If not, I'm doing another one tonight if you ended up missing out on today's one. Sorry about that. Just let me know what trouble you were having and we will try and rectify that for you. Now, for everyone else, that is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today, and I will see you again tonight for the tapping in part 5 again at 6 p.m. Other than that, I will see you guys on Tuesday for tapping in part 6. So Linda, yeah, just give me another message and let me know what's happening. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.